Hi, good evening. Well, it's been a long time since I've played that intro. So, yeah, how is everyone? I am going to do part two of trying to make a custom circuit board. I was playing with it earlier and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to start streaming just so you can see what's involved, really. This is really holding me up. To sort of get this into a final release state, to be honest. So I'm going to have a go. I was supposed to be doing a gaming stream, but it is a sort of a game as well, because I've got to a stage where I need to start running traces and things. And it is a game because you have to try and route them where it's not going to interfere with other traces, and so it's going to be a bit of a puzzle game. I thought, well, let's just go live and see what happens. I'm not expecting it to be done today. I'm not expecting it to work or be finished, and I'm thinking, you know, some of you in the chat, you might have some ideas, or you might see something that I'm not. But this is really snagging me at the moment. So, and it, you know, it's been a while since I've talked about the mod. Well, obviously I've shown you the mod working, but it's been a while since I've actually done anything about it. And I just had a brainwave the other day about it, and at the time I was like, I'm not sure if I can release it. But I had a big oversight, which is my bus isn't quite the norm because I've added buttons on the base, so I've had to go via buttons and connectors and things that you wouldn't. So yeah, I'm giving it another shot. Anyway, I've got a co-host with me, so thank you very much, and it is Mark.
Yeah, good evening everybody. Welcome to this not planned stream anyway, but yeah, I feel slightly responsible for this because I kind of put this idea in your head about doing it remote control. So, yeah. But then look where it's taking you now. You know, it's going to be an amazing mod if it comes off, really amazing, and it also puts it out there for other builds to also become modded as well. So you never know, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Yeah, as you said, Mark, it is your fault, really. And I'm pulling my hair out. No, it's been all right. I mean, I've been playing with it this afternoon. I thought, right, the bus isn't behind me. It's on the floor because it's been a while, and I had to get to the underneath of here to see what my circuitry was about. The Bluetooth receiver was really foxing me again because you have to add a couple of resistors in line, and it was getting really complicated. But I think I've done that bit now. But I'm going to share my screen in a minute, and we'll just sit and have a go for a bit and see what happens. And obviously Mark is going to do the chat for me and keep conversations going and stuff. So thank you very much. It was very last minute. I was just going to do a gaming stream on my own and just do something. And I thought, you know what? That's all very well and fun, but this is more productive. So
right.
I thought, yeah, I messaged Mark literally about 20 minutes ago and said, "Are you free?" So
I'm always free.
Yeah. So thank you very much. So yeah, I'll let you go through the chat. I just need to get some e-juice to fill this up. So give me a sec, and
no problem.
We'll go for the chat.
Okay, so first in, we've got Warren James saying hi all. Hi, Warren.
Hi, Warren.
And we've got our brothers over the pond, Bookman's Model Mania, saying, hey, peoples. Hey, Buck.
Hi, Buck.
And then we've got Eric at Rascals Hobby saying, howdy, everyone. Hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric. How are you?
And then we've got Todd at Marvel Phoenix saying hello and good evening all.
Hi, Todd.
And then we've got D Harris. A very good evening, Alex. Evening, D.
Hi, D.
And then we've got D Harris saying at Warren James, good evening. Warren James says good evening to D Harris. D Harris says at Bookman's Model Mania, Rascal Hobbies at Marvel Picks, good evening all. Rascals Hobbies, Eric says, how's everyone doing? I'm knackered because we have to go into town today. So.
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I was a bit worse for wear this morning, but I'm all right now.
And then Marvel Phoenix says, "Is the music playing twice?" Yeah, they said something about an echo. I don't know if that's sorted now.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm using. I mean, it could be me. I don't know. I'm using.
Are you
What do you
using
call it?
OBS through StreamYard?
Yeah, but I have muted desktop audio on here, so I'm hoping it is all right.
Okay. Bookman's Model Mania says, "Hey Warren, D, Eric, and Todd." Todd says, "Sounds duplicated." Rascal's Hobby says, 3 minutes late, Horlicks. You should be ashamed.
Yeah, sorry, I was chatting away to Mark.
Marvel Phoenix says, "Oh yeah, definitely an echo. Close your YouTube, Alex. If you got it playing." I'll keep going. Book says, "Holy echo, Batman." Ian Campbell says, "Hello all." Hi, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
Rascal's Hobby says, "Hey, Ian." D. Harris says, "At Ian Campbell. Good evening, sir." At Ian Campbell, evening, Rascal. And Ian Campbell says, "Hi, D, sir." And then Rascal's Hobby says, "Hey, D." Marvel Phoenix says, "Hey, Buck, the echo is probably because it is playing in your Discord too."
I think, sorry, I've just looked and I did have my YouTube open as well, so that was probably it.
D. Harris says, "At Rascal's Hobbies, how was you?" Marvel Phoenix says, "It's not Alex, LOL." Oh, it's fine then. Rascal's Hobby says, "Doing good, D. Hope all is well." D. Harris says, "Good evening, young Mark." Good evening, D. Ian says, "Hi, Mark and Todd." Hi, Ian. Eric says, "Howdy, Mark." Howdy, Eric. Marvel Phoenix says, "Hey, Ian, D, Mark, Buck, Eric, Warren." And then we've got Bookman's Malmeni says, "Well, there you go, LOL." Eric says, "Hey to Todd." D. Harris says, "Sounds good now, Alex. Wee bit loud." That intro is a bit loud, actually. But
yeah, that was an old intro, so that's probably why. Sorry about that.
That was when you first started getting into doing intros. So, Dave Matt Build says, "Evening, Horlicks and Mark's Mods. Good luck with the show and have a good one and evening in chat."
Thank you. Hi, Dave.
Warren James says, "Hi to Buck." Rascal's Hobby says, "Howdy, Dave." Marvel Phoenix says, "The echo was on our side, Mark. Link in your Discord was playing along with YouTube, but the intro music could be turned down a bit. At least seems loud."
Yeah, I probably won't have to use it much more, but I haven't got the original files to edit it, so yeah, it's just
okay. Yeah. Dave Matt Bill says, "Howdy to Eric." D. Harris says, "At Dave Matt Builds, good evening, sir." And Dave Matt Build says, "Good evening to D," and that is chat.
Okay, lovely. Well, I suppose we're going to start then. So let me I'm still new to this OBS thing. I need to move this down here. Hopefully you should be able to see what I'm doing now. Oh yeah. There you go. So I'm using a program called Fritzing. On some research, this seems to be the most easiest program to use to make circuit boards. Now, I don't know if I've got the original one up. I can show you. Yes, I have. This was the original one I was trying to make. It's a bit of a mess. And it's really frustrating because you've got you place all your components on the boards. I know it looks a mess, but I've got a bit of a schematic. But I actually made it on the breadboard first, so you just make all the connections, and then it knows where to put traces. This is a while ago since I've done this. So you do routing, you can do what's called auto route. and it will basically make your circuit board for you. You think, oh, great. But then when you go to design rules check, so basically check to make sure everything's good before it goes to a print, we have a load of errors come up. Overlapping, something's overlapping. I just don't really understand any of this. I'm not that advanced to know what all this means. But when you like look at some stuff, you can sort of see like there's a bit of red on there, which I think means that there's a problem. And I don't know, but this has just been going round and round and round in circles. So then you try and auto route it again, and it sort of changes every time it does it. But I don't understand. And then if I check that, yeah, no, I've got some more. Well, yeah, probably the same errors back. So yeah, I just don't know. I gave up with it, and this looked such a mess that I thought, right, I'm just going to start again. So this is a new one I've started on today. I think I know a bit more about it now. Hang on, what's going on here? Sounds off. Okay, hang on. That better? Probably. It was set to another camera. It does this. It keeps defaulting different microphones every time you boot the computer up. That should be good now, I hope.
What I can do, Horlixs, is I'll show you how to solve it.
Okay.
On OBS, what you have to do is for each scene or for each camera, you need to set a microphone to it, and then you know which one you want. And then
right.
you'll never record, and it will be no sound, and it just fixes everything. It's really easy to do.
Okay, that's cool. On StreamYard, I haven't actually got a microphone set on here because I'm using the virtual camera. But then the microphone I am using is the one in StreamYard, which defaulted back to the
I had the same problem. I would use just a standard microphone on OBS, which is obviously turned up to the top, and it would basically, the whole thing would be silent at times. So what you do is on your scene, you add an audio mic device, and then you select the microphone you want for that scene, and then every time you hit that camera, it'll make sure that it hits that microphone.
Right, okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we'll have a play with that at some point. Yeah, so where was I? So yeah, I'm starting to populate the boards, and I'm basically, instead of using auto, I'm trying to make my own traces. And this is why I thought it'd be a bit of a game, because it's like you've got to run these so they don't interfere with each other. So the yellow lines at the moment I'm using as the top layer. And I don't know if it really matters which way around this goes, because all these components are on the top layer, obviously, because that's where they'll be soldered. And then I thought we could use the bottom layer to run the other cables. So the bottom layer is the orange lines. So I thought we'd do like all the data and 5-volt lines on the bottom. Then it shouldn't, because then we can cross the yellow lines because it won't interfere with them. But at the moment I'm on the top layer. And obviously what's going to make it even more complicated from the original design, I've got some more traces to add, because if I make this as a thing, I want to make the board so that you can actually have control up to four things on the bus, because the chip I'm using, the 10466, will only control up to 4 switches. So on my model, as you know, I've only got 3 connected, which is interior lights, the cab light, and the destination blinds as well. So what I thought we'd do is on my final release, I would have 4, and then one of them will be custom, so you can you can plug in whatever you want to plug in. So if you want the bell sounds, if you want it to ding when you push a button, or play the engine, or well, that's any sort of options you've got really. You can either select having your bell or your engine sounds, or even brake lights. I guess you could have them with a button, but that would be a bit pointless, I think. But yeah. So this is my connector, and you can see just here it's just like one of them. It's going to be like a plug-in one, because the BT, the Bluetooth module, will just plug into that on the board, so easy to go. And the pins will be obviously this side of it, so that should sit nicely in this gap here. Obviously the Arduino I'm going to use will drop into these holes here, and then these pins will be for the socket. Well, actually, I probably won't even add a socket because it'll be permanent, but that's for the chip to sit in. So now it's just a case of running all these cables, which is really, it is a lot involved, more than I thought. I've decided down here, these are going to be the outputs. So MAL, they're going to be the the lights and all that jazz. So L, I believe, is the cab light. I did have them all written down. A is destination blinds, I think, and plug M is for the interior exterior lighting. So I was going to add like JST plugs on the board, but there's no point in doing that because it's just more cost, because you're going to have to buy the plugs as well. So I thought if I just have wires on the board, I can just put the wires in and solder them up. And then obviously I've added the custom one here as well. Now, because these are all acting as momentary switches, there's no, positive, negative and all that. They just get connected anyway. But you won't have to worry about that, because in the final thing, it will just be a case of you'll have basically a box. So my plan is, yes, mine's neater because it's all in the bus and hidden away. This is going to be more of an exterior box with the wires coming out. They'll be ready to go to plug in. However, it'll be up to you to decide how you want to plug them in, where you're going to route the cables and stuff like that. That's the only way I can do it. So yeah, I've got to try and get this done because I need to make sure this works, and then start measuring up, because I need to add a relay as well, which will be separate. And also this will have to go hand in hand with Ian's power mod as well, because this won't work without that. So, because I just don't think batteries would last. I mean, they don't last. I'm not sure how long they last with the bus alone, but if you're going to start powering all this with them, it's not going to work. It'll drain probably in 10 minutes flat. So, yeah, there's quite a lot to think about. But I'm going to stop chatting on now, and yeah, we need to try and do some more connections. So I actually need to open this old one. Oh. I've sort of been going through this old one, just so I knew what was what. So I'll move that over there.
Right, there's quite a bit of chat that's come in.
Okay.
Okay, so D. Harris says it's Alex's sound a wee bit of. Yours is okay, Mark. D's now saying the sound is spot on. Ian says, you using single-sided circuit, Alex? Question mark.
No, I've actually got. Well, I've got the top layer, the 2 layers. You've got underneath here it's got top layer and bottom layer, so I've got 2 layers.
Okay. David Bassett says, good evening, Alex and at Horlixs. Ian Campbell just said you just answered that, LOL. D. Harris says, good evening, David Bassett. David Bassett says, good evening to everyone in chat. Ian Campbell, D. Harris, Dave Matt Builds. Dave Matt Builds says, evening at Warren James, Ian Campbell, David Bassett, Bookman's Model Mania. Warren James says, evening, Dave Matt Builds. Okay, Ian goes, hi, Dave. Bookman's Model Mania says, good evening, Ian, David, and Dave. And Eric at Rascals Hobby says, I'm lost. I really just came for the free popcorn.
Yeah, it's well, I've been lost as well, you know. But right, so top layer, I've done the grounds. So this is where I got really confused because we have to add a 1K ohm resistor between TX, which is from the Bluetooth module, hang on, I might have got them the wrong way. See, this is where it's really confusing because on the manual, I think there might be a typo. Yeah, there is, because on the actual Bluetooth module, it's RX on the ends and TX, but on here it shows it the other way around. Which is why I've got the base off, because I'm just trying to work out how I did it. Yeah, so D3. So digital 3. So if I open up my code again, we can confirm that. So yeah, RX is pin 3. So it goes round there through the resistor and then to digital 3. And then TX should go to digital 2. Yeah. So I'm happy with that. And then I've got my resistors where they need to be. I'm sure that's right. So this is going to be a screw terminal where the input from the power mod will come into here. And then off of here, there'll be 2 lots of cables joining to this connector here. So power mod will come straight into this connector. And then you'll have some wires coming out of this as well, which will go over to a relay, which will then eventually go into the bus. Because as you know, we've got to time the bus to come on later to give this board time to fire up, boot up. Otherwise, you end up with all sorts of weird and wonderful results on the bus. I've lost my train of thought now, but right. So I think that is everything done for for the so we can come back to this side if we need to, but I think this is all the ground's done. We've got ground coming from there, goes into the Bluetooth module, goes round to the relevant resistors, and then we've got the ground pin. Now this chip here is not, it's saying it's something else, but that doesn't matter. I just needed the whole layouts. So because the actual chip I want isn't listed in the parts list, because obviously it's a 10466 and there's nothing there, so I've just got the right amount of pins for that. So we need to add 5 volt. So we need to get this 5 volt line. We could actually do it on this side of the board. So this 5 volt line here needs to go to the 5 volt input from over here. But it also needs to attach to this chip. And I'm going to have to get this up. This is the pin out for that chip. So I've got it in the same orientation. Got the half moon there. So our 5 volt will go into pin 14, which is that top right. So we need to go from here also to here. And then it's just a case of moving it so it doesn't and making it look neat, so it doesn't get in the way of anything else. So this is where it gets really quite complex. So maybe something like that. So our feed comes in to this pin and down here. So this is where we're stumped, because we can't have, for example, this wire crossing here to anything, because that's on the same side of the circuit board, and that's just going to bridge a connection. So we've got problems. So for an example, if I just connect that to that, for example, leave it like that. If we do routing and check, we'll probably have a load of errors. Yeah. And then it goes red because we've got shorts going on all over the place.
Can you not change the colour of the cable? And then it wouldn't do that.
I think you can't change the colour because all the yellow means that we're on the top layer of the board.
Right.
The copper. And then when we go to the bottom layer, we work with orange cables.
Right.
So it's just, so because we're working on the top layer, we're basically causing, because remember, this will be embedded into the circuit boards.
Right.
So that's that. Obviously, I've made that mistake on purpose. So if I can delete that, if I run another check, oh, we do still have an error. Why have we still got errors?
Top right.
Yeah. See, I want it to connect to that though. So it's overlapping top layer. See, exactly this. Like, what have I done wrong? Because there's nothing wrong with that. I want the positive to connect to this positive pin and then come back out of it. So why is it saying there's an overlap error here? Unless we have to really go to town on the placement of the wire. I think that's too close to the edge of the boards. So let me unlock this. Maybe make the board a bit bigger. Let's see what that does. Yeah. And this is what I'm coming up against. So to me, that looks fine. But this is saying it's not. So do I just go ahead and, I mean, we can change the, I've got all the traces to super fine.
Maybe the program you're using is doesn't allow for 2 wires to be in one socket.
Yeah, perhaps. Let me just check this. Right, so what we got problems with now? Wire 217 is overlapping. So that's this one. Right. Right, so if we've got errors now. Right, so yeah, your sketch is ready for production. So that's good. Like, we haven't got any problems now. So, but this is ground, so we want that to be connected. So that needs to go into there, and then move that up. And then I want to connect ground to this as well. Add bend point. Oh, okay. Maybe you have to do it like that then. So let's see if that gives an error. No. Okay. Right. So if I go straight to that, rather than coming in and then back out, like Mark said.
There you go. Doesn't allow 2 pins, 2 wires to go into this one single socket, one single pin.
Okay. So how close can I get all this? Can I do that? Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, there you go. I've learned something. But so we've basically done the same thing here, but because I didn't add a bend point, it obviously thought that was overlapping and it wasn't actually connected. Although if it was overlapping, it probably wouldn't make any difference. But I guess that is for the quality of the print. What's this? Oh, let's some more chat, Mark.
Yeah, I'm going to go through it now. I'm just waiting for you to figure that one out. So we've got Bookman's Model Mania says, just say hi, Dave, and you should be covered, Eric. David Bassett says, evening to Max Modz. Evening, David. Warren James and our friends from across the pond. Eric says, hi, Dave. And then a nice cheeky smiley face. And then Warren James says, evening, David Bassett. And finally, Eric says, Agora is announcing a new model in a week. Todd knows what it is. He loves taking questions about it.
Well, I wonder if it's the... oh, God, I hope it's not the train. Because they were supposed to be bringing out the Hogwarts Express, weren't they? Well,
that would have been out by now.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I'm wondering if it's time, but I hope not, because I can't really afford it.
You just have to sell your kidneys, Alex.
Yeah, pretty much. Or get this done and sell some Modz. That might be a good idea. So, what else can we do this side of the board? So I need to... I've got my little... as Mark calls it, my Back to the Future scribbling.
Yeah.
So we've got the 5-volt in the chip. We've got the ground in the chip. I need to add the triggers. Maybe we could put the triggers on this side. If they don't cross. So we need to have... This is where I need to bring up the coding again. So actually, while we're here, let's edit the code. So I need to add some stuff. So I actually need to add... Oh, I actually need to add a trigger 4 in there. And we'll have that to pin 7. So trigger 1, 2. I actually need to add another one of these in.
While you're doing that, there's a bit more chat. So Todd says, you hush. LOL. I haven't got Jay's channel. Good evening all. Hope everyone is okay and well. Hi Jay. Then we've got Rascal's Hobbies with the 3 grinning faces. And Eric also says, howdy to Jay.
I'm just adding custom on off. That'll be user, whatever they want. So that'll be trigger 4. Let me just verify the code. Oh. Well, that's why. Yeah, that looks like it's good. Right, so I digress. So we've got to add Trigger 1. So this pin here, we need to get a cable from there to digital 4, which is there. But that isn't going to work because it's okay to cross the orange, but it's not okay to cross this yellow. So that isn't going to work. So that will have to be on the other side of the board, because we can't even cross this one unless I move this up move that up, and then I could go from there to there and pull it down like that. Yeah. So this is it. This is the game. See, it's a game. So that's trigger 1 done. We need to do trigger 2, which is third pin up. 1, 2, this one. See, and that's got to go to digital 5. But it could be a case that I could actually edit the code to swap these round, which might be better. So I could make why don't it let me? I could do that and then just edit the codes. To go 7, 6, 5, 4 instead. That might help with this. Because then we can go trigger 2 will be digital pin 6. Trigger 2's third one up. Because then we can then come along here, down there, and do that. Yeah, that's good. Can we squeeze another in? Probably not. Trigger 3 is actually the next one down.
Oh.
So we could change trigger 3 to digital 6 and trigger 2 to digital 5. So trigger 2 would come to digital 5. Move this down, move that down. No, it's not going to work, is it?
No.
Hang on. No. What did I say? Trigger 3 is digital 6. Oh. So what about if I do that? Trigger 3 to digital 5. Trigger 2 to digital 6. That's what I had in the first place, wasn't it? Right, hang on. Move that up. No, this isn't going to work. That's a shame.
Could you not make the board a bit bigger and have the power that's coming in out a little further? And then you could change the one coming from the top, next one down, outwards, instead of through the chip.
Oh, come on. Why aren't you behaving? Oh, why have you gone over there? Yes. See, this is it. This is this is one of the reasons I started streaming, because you overthink stuff and then you get other people's input.
I love puzzles. That's my problem.
No, I've just seen Eric's comment. Okay. So let's just confirm we've got the code right, because I'm getting myself confused there. I haven't even tested this code yet, obviously, but that's the least of my worries until we've got the thing set up. So third one up is a trigger 2, and trigger 2 goes to it's not going to show, and it's going to get rid of that, isn't it? Yeah, thought so. Is digital 5. No. 6. So trigger 2 is digital 6. So that is good. Trigger 3 is digital 5. Yeah, correct. So we've got those in. And then trigger 1 is digital 7. Yes. 1 is 7. Oh, messed up that. Yeah, that's cool. So now we need to get trigger 4 in. Here we go. But we might have to do this on the other side of the board. And that is going third one down to here. So we need to get one from here to there. Which isn't going to happen, is it? Well, we could move this down. Let me see what room we get if we do that.
There's a little bit of chat that's come in. Rascal's Hobby says, if this is like a game, Horlicks, I'm changing the settings to story mode, LOL.
It is, isn't it? It's like a puzzle game.
D says, can you rotate the chip top right clockwise? Then the ground lines going down diagonal would go up and right more to run lines. More room to run lines.
Well, it'll put a spanner in the works, but oh, hang on, no, that's ground. Yeah, I see what you mean. So no, I think that might make it worse because it's going to be hard to run through the middle of them. I think. But it is an option. But we'll see this because I've still got the other side of the board yet. So I think what we can do is if we delete this now. Yeah, let's just delete this wire. We'll add it in of here. Out here. And then we'll copy that. Then we'll paste another one of them up to there. Then what we can do is we can actually run from there to that. And then if we do the bottom layer, we can go from there to the chip. That's not going to work. Well, it will, but is that going to give me a fault? Oh, yeah, of course, because it's over the middle of that, isn't it? Okay, that worked. See, I can make the traces a bit shorter. They're thinner. I'm guessing data lines and that don't have to be thick. Well, it's automatically done a schematic that looks horrendous. Okay, so that's that done. So now we've got to, I guess, work. The next most difficult thing is we've got to do the 5 volts now. So on the other side of the board, we've got to avoid this one. So if we add another via up here, run that to there, and round, and try and slot it. It should be okay like that. And then go to the top layer and then add from there to there. Yeah.
Excellent.
So we've got the 5 volts feed there. I feel a bit more confident about this now.
A little bit of chat. D. Harris says, should have said before you changed your code.
That's all right.
And then D says, good evening to Jay's channel.
Hiya, Jay. Sorry, I missed you there. Right, so this is the fun. We've now got to make some more connections from these up to these remaining ones up here. And actually, I think this is very doable. So what I'm going to do is I actually want to move this via without causing. Why have I got that there? No. Just put it over there. No need to over-egg the pudding. Oh. There we go. Does that work? Yeah. Cool. So now we've got more room. So if we go to the bottom layer, which is the orange, right, this is where it gets a bit more complicated. So button 4 and button 3. I really need to find my sheets of paper that tells me what they do. Here they are. So I need to bring up the code. I need to just work this out again. I hope you're enjoying this stream, by the way.
Problem solving.
Cab light, trigger 3. Right, let me just think about this. Cab light, trigger 3. So let me just write down trigger 1, 2, 3, and 4. We know 4 is custom. That's trigger 4. Trigger 3 is cab light. And that is M. Trigger 2 is interior and exterior lights, plug A. And then the last one's the destination, which we trigger 1. Which is plug L. Okay. So now we can work back. So button 3 is here. Button 4 is there. So let's just rename these and put them.
Okay, Rascal's Hobby says, got to head out helping Todd on his flight sim stream in 25 minutes.
Okay, no worries.
And then D. Harris says, take it easy, Eric. See you soon.
Yeah, thank you for popping in.
And then Dave McBill says, see you soon, Eric.
Yeah, I'll be probably catch up with that as well. Because this has actually gone on this has gone a lot better than I thought it was. I think we're nearly done. So button 4 is up here. That needs to go to custom. So let's move these about because it doesn't matter which way these go. Custom. So let's put bottom layer. I'm gonna have to unlock that, make this a bit bigger.
Okay. Todd says, "Yep, gotta get the sim set up. Nice work, Alex. You will get it figured out. Night, Todd."
Thank you, Todd. Night.
Noble Prick says, "Great stream and have a good one all." And he says, "See you later, Todd." And Buck says, "I'm still here, but I'll be popping over to Todd's stream as well." And Buck says, "Working on the tram." Now, am I believing right? These are for your buttons you have on your base.
Pardon?
These connections you're doing now, are these for the buttons on your base?
No, these ones are the outputs,
right,
that will actually connect directly into the circuit board for the bus.
Right.
So I'm still quite cautious of how long this circuit board is going to be. So it's just over, mind you, it's about 11 centimeters, isn't it? So
yeah,
it's still, it's not like huge.
That's all right.
I mean, I might be able to shift some of this up a bit. What I could do is I can tinker with this later anyway. So what I want to do is I've got a couple of veers here just to help with that. So I'm going to go into there and that into there. We'll flip the board over. Then we can easily come down and it won't get in the way. Oh, so that'll be the trigger 4, which is custom. Do we have any errors? No. Awesome. So we go back to the bottom layer. We need to now connect these, which I'll probably do on this layer. So that's trigger 3, which goes to plug M. So let me move that over and do that onto there. And that onto there. We'll move that one to there, because it doesn't matter which way these go. Oh no, we can't do that. What am I doing? Edit, undo. Edit, undo. We need to flip the board over. Then make that connection. Should work. Will that work? Yep. Hey, look at this. Okay. Then we've just got to do 2 more buttons. So button 1 is plug L. So let me put that one there, and then we'll move that there. So these are really for my purpose in making this mod. You won't see any of this. This is just so I know what wires are going where to label up and these will correspond to where they would plug into your circuit board on your bus. So button 1 is L. Oh, doing it on the wrong side again. We need to swap to the bottom layer. No, we can't go over the... Actually, I have interest. I reckon that fails because it's going over a veer, isn't it? Yeah, I thought so. Just wanted to double check. I think I need to move that up a bit. Switch the layers. I'm going to move this. Move that to there. Wow. I think we're done.
Cool.
I think we are actually done. In months I've been stuck. It can't be. There's something wrong.
Looks good to me. Maybe it's like you said, Horlixs, fresh set of eyes looking at it and you think you're overcomplicating it.
That was actually really enjoyable. I think that's banging.
D said, save it quick, LOL.
Yes. Oh God, yeah. So well, yeah, that's the gist of it. I might, some of this. I might be able to move over.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
I've saved it. Well, what I thought was if I can get some of this moved over. unlock that, I can then make the board smaller. And then, wow, we're back to 10 centimeters. Let's just check. Oh yeah, I did mess something up. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, there you go. Cool.
I think, Alex, the location for the board could be behind the back steps, the steps in the rear of the bus.
Yeah, the problem is, once the mod's done, hang on, let me just save this. Actually, I'm going to save this as another file. I think the problem is this isn't going to be the only circuit board in the bus. So as well as this, I'm going to have the relay. So you won't fit the relay and this all under the stairs.
Right.
That's where the problem I've got. And then obviously with the power mod, this is going to need to ultimately run all of this for me in. So I need to design another case for this to fit the power mod and the relay all in one unit. So you would potentially, you'd get a box with the wires coming out with labelled and then an input on the other side. Plug it all in and then it should all work. So sorry, I've just seen something which needs to be moved. Yeah, it's good. So yeah, no, there we go. Yeah, I noticed this wire here. This one was like over here. So I was like, yeah, bring that in a bit. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And now, I don't know if anyone knows, they're technically minded in the chat. The next thing is, I'm sure I heard that like these 45-degree angles aren't that great on a circuit board. So there is opportunity for me to smooth them out because I've got it saved now. So all I have to do is just go around. I can add bend points in and just make them not as 90-degree, 40, not as bent. But I don't know whether that's an actual thing or not. I can't see what difference it makes. But what's really good about this as well is when you click on it, you can sort of see where all the things are running to and check there's shorts. So 5 volt, 5 volt. So everything sort of, that goes to the positive from the connector. Then it goes to, I found a fault already. No, I haven't. It's just my labels are moved. So, well, anyway, brilliant. That's it really for me. Let me sort this out. I've saved that, haven't I? Save. Oh, I've just saved it. It's there.
Now we get technical problems.
There you go. I think that's all saved. That's the other one.
D says tracers on a board can be at 90 degrees, so a 45 would be no bother.
Okay. Just checking it was opening. View. Fitting window. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. Obviously, it'll be printed. So this will be the printing on there, and then I can see where components go. So it'll be written on the circuit board where to populate stuff. Yeah, I'm more than happy with that. I was just, as I showed you earlier, I kept getting errors after errors, and I just couldn't. It wouldn't go in. I couldn't understand what the problem was. But it's still more baffling why, when you automatically get the computer to do this part for you, it gives you errors, because it's obviously not automatic then, is it? Like,
yeah,
the computer should know what to do. And that's what was really frustrating me.
I think you've got over you got over the hurdle while doing that, and when you started saying, infinity, when you started saying, yeah, I think I can do this now, I think you achieved it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really pleased with that. Really pleased with that. I'm going to obviously double check it, because I've been working on it a little while now today. I do just want to double check everything, but I can do that in my own time, and then I guess I need to send away for a test print, and then I'll get it, solder it up, which I'll probably do another stream on, because I'll obviously I'll show you what it's like coming from this program to actually having it in my hand. And then I guess we'll write the code to it, and then I'll risk connecting it to my bus. Obviously, I don't have to touch that. I've just got to hook up some cables. So I'll do that in prep, and then we'll test it. And then it will be on to the next stage of design. So I'm going to have a word with some people and see where this goes. So, right then, well, we might as well do those last bits of chat, and then we'll say goodbyes.
Okay, so Dave Matt Build says, excellent stream tonight, guys. Thank you, Dave Matt.
Thanks, Dave.
And D. Harris says, excellent job, Alex. Knew you would get it.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't at the time, but I didn't think we would get finished at all. But it sort of just happened. I mean, it was, again, like, thank you. Like, I got stuck like early on, didn't I? And then Mark's like, why didn't you just put that? Yeah, so I did that, and then everything flew after that. I was like, oh, right, yeah, do that. And then, that's all. That's why I thought I'd stream it, because help within the chat and and that, and Mark, like you get to do it, don't you? So yeah, it's good. I'm really pleased. So yeah, cool. Right, well.
So Dave Mac says night D, and D says good night to Dave Mac, and also D says I missed that one. Good night, gents.
Lovely, thank you very much. Yeah, so that is it from me. Let's hand over to Mark. You can say your goodbyes first.
Schedule.
Oh, and the schedule, yeah. Oh God, yeah, schedule. Tomorrow should be Dave doing Routemaster.
Mm-hmm.
And then Monday, that's it then tomorrow. Then Monday, we've got Crafty Chris and Julie with Disney Doll's House. Tuesday, we've got Crafty Chris with the Build the Eddie Stobart. Geordie Dave's stream after that has been changed to Wednesday evening. Time is still to be confirmed, as far as I'm aware. So they'll be doing the Titanic on the Wednesday evening. Then Thursday will be Craft and Chat. And then back to Friday for VW Camper, where we'll be doing 10 lots of instructions to do nothing. So yeah, lots to look forward to this week.
Okay.
And obviously those that are in the chat now, as soon as I've finished, head over to Marvel Picks. He's doing a flight sim stream, so I'm probably going to head off and watch that as well, because I really enjoyed that show last week. Amazing, isn't it? Like, just click this and dial that in, and I'm like, what? Makes this look easy.
Anyway, right. Bookman's Monomania says good night, guys. And Dave Matt Build says night, book. So yeah, I'll say my goodbyes. So it's a goodbye from me. Thoroughly enjoyed this evening. Kept me out of trouble at the end of the day. And it's nice to help as well with these things, and hopefully try and be productive. So good night from me, and I'll catch you all next time.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Again, thanks, Mark, for that and your input and doing the chat and everything else. Everyone's description, links to their channels are in my description below, so check everyone out. Please like, share, subscribe on your way out, please, if you liked it. And I will see you. Don't know when I'll see you next, actually. Probably next week, probably Thursday. So yeah, take care, everyone, and have a good evening.